Podcasting from the Lone Star State in Southern California, you're listening to the Coma Podcast with Cody and Matt.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to our live show. It's Friday. It's the end of another week, so hope everybody had a good work week and maybe have some exciting plans for the weekend. Of course, everybody knows Matt went back for his semester here with nursing school, and so I've hardly got to even see Matt or talk to Matt. I missed him, but everybody, he's here.
This is the only time we've seen each other face to face, I think, since the end of December or beginning of January, like the very beginning
of very beginning, yeah.
Because we were able to do a little bit of recording ahead of time because we didn't know how bad it would be, but it ended up being pretty not good.
Well, that's not good, but I am glad to see you. And James says, "Hey, welcome to the show." So it is cold there, right? I know, like where my family is, it was like icy and a little bit of snow, but not too much, but just like really cold and like not fun.
Yeah,
but at least your power stayed on. At least your power stayed on, I think.
So we had a bunch of my classmates had no power for a day or so. So that was cool. No power, internet, and everything while we're all on. So they canceled school, but not Zoom. So our teachers usually Zoom from their offices, from their work computers. So they had to do it from home computers and laptops, and that was rough. It would have just been much better to just not for the day, just to call it. And Cody, I believe an old friend of yours, James, who found me on Twitter, because we're now in the same city. He goes, "Wait, how do you know Cody?" And I'm like, "Well, funny story. We do this like whole podcast together."
Yeah, once upon a time, he responded and picked one of my pumpkins on Twitter. Everybody knows what that's about. And then the rest is history. Here we are.
Here we are.
all these
season 4, y'all. It's actually
all these many years later.
I have missed I recorded the season, but I haven't actually gotten to, like, normally when we record it, it goes up. Ideally, we like to record it the same day or day before it posts. So that way we are right with everything. I'm super aware of what's going on. That is not happening while I'm in nursing school. It just isn't happening. And yeah, Keith said, he lives here and hardly sees me. So I'm in class Wednesdays and Thursday mornings. Right now I've been on Zoom, but I go back to face-to-face this week. But the campus is still open for students to go use. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I will usually just go to campus and study. And I'll do my assignments, try to get my work done. And I got a gym membership at a gym near the school, at the same one a couple of my classmates go to. So I go at the end of the day and I'll work out really hard and then come home, and it has helped, especially, everything going on. That's been nice. So I've been back at the gym. So normally when y'all are getting texts from me, it's at really weird times of the day, or I see them, but I can't really respond because I'm in the middle of reading something, or I'm watching a video or doing something. And then it's one of those, I'll respond to that when I take a study break. Oh, and let's talk about how, you can turn the focus thing on your iPhone. So, basically do not disturb. Well, I'll turn it on for, to watch a video or two, and then forget to turn it off. So I forgot to turn it off for a few days. Yeah. Oops. Sorry, everyone. I mostly interact with just David via text, and everybody else either Snap or Twitter. So I would see those messages on study breaks or when I woke up in the morning.
Goodness.
And then I think it was the other morning I woke up and I'm like, man, I've been awfully quiet these 2 days. And I actually looked at my phone I think it was to text you. I was like, man, I've not heard from anybody. I went, oh my God. And I think by happenstance, you had just texted me within the hour. Yeah, it was not.
Be like, nobody loves me.
I didn't even think about that. Everybody knows what I'm doing, so I just sort of assume that's why.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
because I've only been doing like 1 or 2 texts, just like everything good. Okay. Chris,
yeah,
hi. Thanks
yeah,
for
so I have
joining
clinicals
us.
tomorrow. I see Chris's message. I haven't done assignments, and I'll do Sunday and I have to work tomorrow. Fun. Yeah, I have clinicals tomorrow. My site that I've been assigned to for the semester is every Saturday from 6:30 in the morning to 5:30 p.m. I'm not complaining about it. It's what it is. I chose Saturday, or I didn't choose Saturday. I chose to stay on Saturdays because a lot of people wanted it. But by going Saturday, my classes are not until Wednesday, Thursday. So I have the most time between clinical and class to study, prep, not be interrupted. And a lot of people have clinicals on Mondays and Tuesdays. At first, they were like very excited. They're like, Tuesdays, yes, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then
Mm-hmm.
I done Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And I'm like, but if we have a test on Wednesday, you have class on Tuesday for 12 to 14 hours. Yeah, going to the hospital. So we all go to different hospitals. So I'm going to one about 25 minutes away. And so I will be leaving the house tomorrow about 5:45 because it's the first time I'm going there to give myself
Mm-hmm.
plenty of time to get lost, essentially, and mess it up because they don't have any parking for us. We all have to have all of our stuff. We've already turned in all our clinical paperwork. We have to bring again proof of our COVID vaccinations and everything because the hospital system is enforcing it.
Yeah.
Because our hospitals here in San Antonio are just, I think recent stats were so 80,000 people have died in Texas, and the last 25,000 were almost all unvaccinated people. So then you have all the people who are not, they're not going to die, but
Mm-hmm.
they're very, very sick and they need care. Yeah, so they're all in the hospital too. We're not even allowed to care for COVID patients, but even though I'm not allowed to care for them, they're still going to be on my floor or in the area I'm in. So we have to be really careful because we could spread it through our whole cohort in in 2 days. It
Yeah.
would take no time to take us all down. Um, so that's been fun. It'll be my first time at the site this semester. We've been either virtual or in orientation, prepping stuff. There's other stuff we do. We actually have to take a math test, make sure we know how to, split medications, do IV
Mm-hmm.
fluids and stuff like that. Just make sure we can do it. Most of it is done for you, but if your power goes out, you want your nurse to
Yeah.
know how to read orders manually still. So just for the record, I got 100% on my math test. And just for the record, you have to get a 90 or better, or you have to retake it. And if you fail it twice, you're out. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been quite stressful. The final numbers have come in. Approximately 40% of my cohort failed first semester.
Mm.
So that was
It's tough.
that was difficult. We've had a lot of heartbreak, and there wasn't room for any of them to come back this semester to repeat. So they're
Oh,
hoping
wow.
some of them to be able to come back in summer. But the incoming class, every single one of them that applied, that they accepted, it's like 120 of them that made it through to that
Yeah.
last round. All of them qualified, so they took
Mm.
all of them. So that's big. That's great news because that means they
Yeah,
brought
for sure.
20 something students that they normally can't hold. But it's bad because nobody can get back,
Yeah.
and your phone blows up with notifications. You know, because luckily I have all notifications turned off on my phone. The only thing I see are if I don't have the focus mode on is like, oh, you have a text message. I don't have the banner on. I don't have any of that on. Nothing ding, beeps, vibrates, nothing. I can't have it. One, it drives me nuts. And two, I can't have that at clinical. If I forget, you don't want your phone going off. So,
Chris says, go, Matt.
yeah.
James says, you're doing great. Yeah, notifications. You would be so annoyed at me. Justin gets so annoyed at me because I have notifications on for like one or
Everything.
two of our cameras. We have a ton of cameras, but I have notifications on for one or two of my cameras. So every time something comes on, it's a bzz, bzz. No
Oh my God.
dinging, but just buzzing. But we'll be sitting there on the couch or whatever, and it's just like bzz, 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 bzz. It gets so annoying. It's so funny sometimes, but yeah, I need to know what's going on. And then real quick, just going back, Chris, you did say it got a little bit freezing on the island a few days ago, but thankfully it's back to 70. That's good. It's been cooler here, 60s, 50, 60 or 70. Last night was actually 38 or
It's supposed
34.
to be
So pretty
26
cold.
tonight, I think.
Oh no.
If it was supposed
It's
to rain tonight, we would actually, our clinicals were initially going to be canceled because if there's any precipitation, it'll freeze. And they're like, nope, no risks. No risks. Matt is looking buff from the gym return.
I know he
Oh,
has
well, hold on. Let me get my phone. Ah. And
Everybody.
David's got his headphones on next to me. And David has started his classes. So he started a few weeks ago. He started the same week I did, and his first day at clinical is supposed to be Sunday. That's still up in the air. They might be put on virtual. His lab for tomorrow was canceled and put on virtual. So luckily, which is good because Saturday is the only day that we kind of have to juggle a bit. So Saturdays, typically, he'll have to take me to clinical, go to his lab, and then stay at the lab and do homework from when he's done at noon, from noon till 5:30, whenever I'm off clinical. So yeah.
I think one thing that's good, I've seen it, you're obviously mentioning it here, but throughout Texas, there's been, like, even where I'm from, the university closed school and didn't have kids come in and whatever. But I will tell you, going back in the day, I feel like even my friends in other parts of the state of Texas, even when it got a little bit icy, the colleges and universities were like, nope, you got to come to school. You got to come to school, because many of them think of it as it's not a commuter schools, and they think of it as, well, the kids are on campus, they can walk to class. But thankfully, these days it seems that has kind of changed. That mindset has changed to be like, hey,
I think it's more so people have decided it is not worth it to risk a car accident or an injury. It's just not. There's nothing that's. I told a friend the other day, he was driving he's a pharmacy tech in Austin. In Austin, it's icier.
Mm-hmm.
So he was going to work. He's like, well, what if there's an emergency and somebody needs their medications? I'm like, okay, we all know the pharmacies don't do emergencies. That's not how it works. And you know that. But two, on that, I said, what if somebody hits you because they don't know how to drive in ice and kills you, or vice versa? Like, if you have an accident, your job is not going to give a shit. They're going to send a condolence card to your family, and that's it. One of y'all could have planned, because we knew this weather was coming for over a week, and the other one of you is just trying to follow your job's orders. Yeah, they're not the same. Martyring yourself for your job is foolish.
Exactly.
And I will always one of my colleagues died at United Healthcare driving home. The last time I spoke with her was the day she died. We were DMing back and forth about something for a file. And on the way home from work, she had a heart attack, swerved off the road, and died in her car. She was gone before the EMS even got there.
Yeah.
She was like 40-something. I mean, it's not worth it, y'all. Don't.
Yeah, no.
I will die on this hill. I understand that I come from stressful jobs, and I'm going into a very stressful career, but it will never be worth it. It is not worth your health. Do not put yourself in harm's way, because you cannot help people. Like, it's just, how are you going to help somebody if you get hit by a car? It's not safe.
James says, stay home if you feel unsafe in any way. That's the thing, especially for people in Texas. You get like a few ice or snowstorms a year, but anybody can get in an accident, but many Texans are not used to driving on anything like that. So when there's and there's a lot of ice usually in Texas, and that's just, can be really dangerous.
Right. And they're not as good at drivers as they think they are.
In many parts of the state, they don't like salt or sand or do any of that, because the infrastructure is not needed, because if it only happens once or twice a year, it doesn't necessarily make sense. And so it can be worse than up north. So sometimes people are like, oh, well, we do it. But so it's, not worth it.
Even when I lived in the north, and David's from Maryland, I had no sympathy. I was like, nope, I'm not driving to work in this. It's only like 8 inches of snow, and I'm like, no, don't care. I don't care.
I did have to
like I was like that dedicated employee, never missed a day of school all through elementary school in Lima, Ohio, with no buses. We literally walked to school, and I insisted on going. I would trudge my ass through like shin high snow, to go to school because I would rather have been at school than home.
Yeah.
But I recognize now how unsafe that is. That it's just it's not necessary.
I remember going back, I remember one time it snowed and it was like, I don't know, it was quite a bit of snow actually. It was about 3 inches, maybe 4 inches.
Yeah, for Texas, that's a lot.
So I worked at the TV station, obviously, and I did the morning show. So like I had to go because like
and yes, Chris, it was uphill both ways because we lived at the base of the hill. So you had to it was a slope. You had to walk up and down. So technically it was an uphill. So whenever I've heard people bitch about that, which has never been anybody our age, it's always fucking boomers going on about, oh, we had to walk in the hill, uphill both ways in the snow. Yeah, I'm sorry your family hated you. We get kids. Stop projecting your bullshit on the younger ones just because they're there. Like, it's super weird. And James, yes, I'm from Lima. Yes, the town of Glee. It comes up periodically, but yeah, that is hometown for me, technically.
I know I don't have my sound effect.
Cody has a soundboard. Damn it.
It took me a second. So every time we talk about James, every time we talk about Lima, it's just like,
and that's what you missed on Glee.
But yeah, so I actually did have to like drive, and I remember because I had to get there early, so I had to be there usually by 4:00. So
those roads aren't plowed yet.
So I like had to like leave like at 2:30 and like go like basically like 3 to 5 miles all the way, and like from my apartment to the TV station was on the entire other side of the city. It was like a pain, but like I needed to get there. In my case, I like planned it out and had an idea. But since we at the time, now it's a lot different. We probably could do things from home because obviously the pandemic has caused TV stations to change, and obviously technology has improved. But at the time, it was like we were the ones responsible for saying, "Hey, kids, you don't have to go to school. Hey, this is closed." That was always like a nightmare.
Was that fun to say? Like, was it exciting? Did you ever get to like announce your one of your old schools being closed for the day?
Yeah.
Did that feel good? Like, blessings, my children.
It was like the kids are like, yes. But it was always so hectic.
Remember, like they didn't used to announce it. It was like a rolling, like the rolling
crawl
thing. Yeah, at the bottom. And I remember sitting there like my mom and I would be sitting there like, come on.
It was like so frustrating because like I was the only producer. And so like, calls are constantly coming in, but I have to be in the control room to run the show. So like during commercial breaks, I'm running back and forth and like listening to messages and then like having to type it all while I'm trying to produce a show. I wish that there would be like some crew following this whole endeavor of me trying to like juggle running back and forth between the control room to the newsroom, answering calls, listening, typing things in while also like timing a TV show.
Would love to have seen you throw a chair that day.
Thankfully, everybody usually listened to me. It was funny, like one of our directors would always get so like he was older and like he would just like cuss and like if something didn't go wrong, he would like slam like the desk and like he would like cuss. And it was just like if you came into this, you would be totally afraid of him or be like, oh my God, like and these days I'm sure someone would complain and like he would get fired and whatever. But I will tell you
not to act like an ass.
I will tell you, like once you got to know him, it just was like, I don't know. It was like we ended up having a really good crew that everybody understood everybody and everyone could kind of just be like stupid in themselves. And like, so like if you really did see behind the scenes of a TV station, it was quite colorful and fun. But it never bothered me ever, even from the beginning. Like he never bothered me at all. And I'm just like, okay, I'm the one in charge, so let's just continue on.
Also,
Keith
Cody,
said,
I also just got your notification. Because so normally in ComaCast, the podcast is usually I'm the one tweeting. But thank you, Cody. So today is Dave and I's 6 year anniversary. We got married 2 years ago, but we don't really celebrate that anniversary. It's important to us, but the one we actually made it official is the one we celebrate.
I mean,
So,
guys, look at them.
yeah, I wish my
This-
hair was still that dark.
This seems like a little bit of like a little prom photo.
There's actually like he snapped a bunch of them in a row. Yeah, we just mowed the lawn there. Oh my gosh. This is we went camping on my birthday. I think in 2018, and that's when we're standing in Denver outside of Dr. Jake's house.
And everybody, Dr. Jake, he's going to be on one of our podcast episodes coming up later this month, and we're going to be talking about health things. So that should be a lot of fun.
He's here for we have him for a two-parter. We got to break apart some time for him, and I don't know how we even pulled that off because I'm like, I start school in like 72 hours. If you can record, please record.
One of the things I'm sure many of you know or saw this, but we did have an episode last season where Matt and David did like a little bit of a
oh my god,
newlywed game.
Yes.
So I'm gonna play just a little clip of this because it is always just like really funny. But yeah, so if you haven't,
that clip. Everybody loved it.
Check it out. It's in the episode where we talk about asexuality, the response to David talking about asexuality. And so I think it aired around like October of last year. So you can check that out if you have not seen it. But here is like a little clip of the little newlywed game that we played. Okay. Who initiated the first kiss?
It's probably me. Yeah, me, probably. I don't know, actually.
Well, he was not crazy when he was interested in me.
What? We were so thin back then.
I was so skinny, oh my god.
Actually, we really were like massively underweight, but...
Okay, who apologizes first after a fight? Who's the funny one?
I would say you. You're really funny. You're really
Yeah.
You're really funny.
And I'm not even that funny.
I think you're funny.
Who's more romantic?
Yeah.
But I pointed at the ceiling.
Who's more patient?
Me.
Goodness, see, y'all are doing good so far. Who's the better cook?
That's not even
fair.
I know, that wasn't...
down.
Who said I love you first?
I think me. I don't know. So we were friends for like 4 or 5 years prior, and we always just had a good relationship. So it kind of...
Probably you.
Probably me.
You initiated the whole...
Yeah,
thing.
that sounds right. Yeah, I initiated everything, so
Yeah.
it was probably me.
Oh, no.
I would say probably. I would vote me. Like...
But everybody, they got the clip that actually aired is like way longer. Like I asked them a lot of questions. They got every one of them right. They got every one of them right.
It was like 40 questions. Because Cody and I record a lot of material, and then so he has a lot to edit down and pick from. And so for that, he did like 40 questions, and there was no disagreements on any of them. There was a couple of them that were really funny, and I just totally was thrown off guard. And the funny part was how neither of us knew there were the same questions, neither of us knew.
Chris says, "Oh, happy anniversary, guys! So freaking cute." James says, "Adorable," and also honestly, goals.
Communication.
I was gonna say.
Telling you.
You know, I'm gonna make a sound effect of you just being like communication, and anytime something happens, it's communication. Everybody, that's all it is.
Like I'm gonna give like myself a sign.
And he like put something that'll come on the screen. Yeah, communication. I was also telling Matt when he texted me that earlier today that this week also marks the first time, I think, 8 years, I think, I believe, since I first visited San Diego and met Justin in person. So it's been 8 years
That's
since I did
so
it.
cute.
I saw like the notification on Facebook of being like the pictures of like 8 years ago. This is the first time
San Diego.
you met. Yeah, it was the
That's
first time I moved to
crazy.
went to San Diego, and then I moved about a year and a half later
God,
here.
that is. When I met you, you'd only lived in San Diego for like 2 years.
Yeah, I
It would
think
still have
so.
been a pretty short time, and it's weird to think that was about 4 years ago.
You know, like just like thinking about like how long I've been here, it's like crazy. It's like, have I really been here that long? This is like a long time.
We've been in Texas 6 years as well. We moved to Texas in January of 2016, and I'm like, well, ready to go. Kind of tired of this shit, but we are here for a bit. We are at least here through 2023, at least part of 2023. James, are you asking how did Cody and Justin meet, or how did David and I meet?
Well, tell your story, then I'll tell my story. If people don't know our stories,
I just never really talk about that part. We're just like, oh, we're just kind of here. David and I met technically on Grindr about 10 years ago. My ex-husband and I had moved to a city and had lived there for 6 or 7 months and had made no friends. None. And then we allowed to Grindr to try to meet people. We met David, who was very nice. And then about 4 years later, after James and I had divorced, I started eventually seeing David. So there was a 4-year gap. There was not. This was not close at all. James met Cody. He met you and I.
Oh, how did we meet? It was the pumpkin.
So Grindr, except it was at a bathhouse, and Cody was wearing this gimp mask, and so it was a little hard to tell. Do you know Cody always has some cool hair colors, so I saw a little bit sticking out, and so after I saw hot bottom for you on his back, like in Sharpie with a load counter under it. So when I went home, I looked it up, and then I found his main account, and we connected. Is that pretty accurate, Cody?
Oh my goodness, y'all. So yeah, no, it was the pumpkin thing. Like on Twitter, if I recall right, I had posted something about like pick 1 through 20 of these pumpkins, and obviously there's some like response of like basically send this photo or do whatever. And Matt picked one of them, and then we just started talking, and then we like exchanged phone numbers and started texting, and then that was the beginning of
I learned Cody's background of producing, and I had this idea for the podcast I wanted to do, and I knew I wanted to do it with him. So it took me like 6 months to kind of get the courage up to be like, hey, will you do this with me? And then you said yes, and then I was like, oh shit, I do not have step 2 planned out, because that was step 1, and I didn't think we'd get to step 2. So then we put it together. We recorded a whole bunch, pissed ourselves off because audio and technical issues, and then re-recorded that first episode for like a 5th time, and started to launch, and everything started to like kind of increase and go up, and then the pandemic hit. But yeah, that's how Cody and I met. It was completely random on Twitter, and I think you added. Did we ever determine who added who?
I don't know if we did.
I feel like you added me.
Probably.
When I was just like the edge of my twink years. Not really. I was 30 when we met.
Keith says, "Congrats, Cody and Justin." Yes, thank you.
We are doing a Cody and Justin video, by the way. That is happening.
Yes, Chris, that will be in this season. We kind of have all of our episodes planned out. Not all of them have been recorded yet, but some of them have. But we have an idea of pretty much what we're going to have throughout this entire season. So there's good topics and fun topics coming up, and that is one of them that you will actually get to hear.
I am excited.
Justin.
I've only even gotten to talk to Justin a couple times on camera. We've talked. We have each other's phone numbers. Because for a long time, people thought Cody and I were the ones that were together. They thought people thought each other were like the David and Justin. We're like, no, we're not together. So that was fun. That was some hilarious DMs. And then it was like, so you thought he was mine, and then you still talk to him now. Okay. Interesting.
Keith says, I've never seen Justin. Okay, so here, I found a photo. I've been looking for a photo. So this is the very first photo that we ever took together at his apartment. It was the first night that I had gotten there, and it was before we went out to go get dinner. If you know me, you know that I have a super great memory of random things, and I will remember certain things in detail. And that night, I do remember we went forever. And Matt also know this. Ever since I've had a cell phone, I got text messages. Before I had an iPhone and I had an Android, all the text messages and photos were sent to my email account. So I have every text message and every photo that I've ever received, whether it's on my Android phone or now obviously my iPhone for the last few years. So I have everything. But one of the memories I remember, we did have pizza the first night. But this was the very first photo that we took. And this is also when I used to stick my tongue out a lot in photos for some reason.
Wow, you guys look so different.
I know, I don't have my dark hair.
You look younger now. Like, Cody's been doing this Benjamin Button thing for a few years, and I'm unhappy about it. I support him, but I'm also like, you look great, bitch.
My Benjamin Button. I know everybody always asks me what is your beauty routine or what have you done? And I as I've said it before,
he's 49% Mexican.
what is it? I told Matt before, and I think I mentioned on the podcast before. I worked in TV for 10 years, and so like my diet was basically like fast food. Constantly, I ate fast food because I got out late, so I'd get fast food. I didn't want to make it, and then in the mornings I would get like McDonald's before going to work because it's the only thing that was open like at 4 a.m. And so I was only eating fast food. I only drank sodas, and I never did any kind of facial like scrubs or anything like that ever. I do now, but back then I didn't. So yeah, I don't know what the secret.
It seems like diet and skincare. Yeah, I looked at a pic. I showed David this picture the other day. I'm like, look at the difference in these pictures, and because I've gotten like chipmunk cheeks in the last few years, probably because of COVID, and you're like, okay, time to start like taking care of myself again.
Hopefully everybody this is obviously our 4th season. So like until like right. the end of May. And so again, like I said, multiple episodes, great episodes coming every Wednesday. But our summer season should be a lot of fun. And hopefully everybody, me and Matt will actually get to meet because we've never met in person.
Content for summer, like, and for $9.99 a month, you guys can see that content.
I'm gonna have my.
We're just fucking with you. We'll post it for free. Cody loves likes.
I'm gonna have my watch bar abs, Matt. So, yeah. Anyway.
You'll have to leave your Apple Watch on during too, so you can get all your steps in.
That's important, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Healthcare.
I need to know everything. Every detail. James says diet, skincare, and that San Diego sun. Yeah, you got to watch out though. That sun, sunscreen all the time, because you don't want to be looking wrinkly in a few years.
Right. I was definitely
leathery.
Yeah. My European heritage sometimes really shines through, and I'm like, come on, Avino,
We'll have plenty of sunscreen here for you, Matt. I am also going to take Matt to, hopefully he'll get to come out here as well. And I'm going to take him to a fun beach.
It'll be so fun. So I was sitting at a coffee shop with classmates last semester. We were on break during our lab day, so we're all sitting in our scrubs. We're tired. We're gross. It's pouring, and one of the ladies asked me how old I was. She's 4 or 5 years older than me, and she goes, so she's sitting on my left, and she goes, "You're 35." I said, "Yes, ma'am." Yeah, just kind of holding my coffee. She goes, "Not a single fucking crow's feet." Ugh. Like, she was so disgusted with me with love, but like she just really followed through on it. And I'm like, is that how I look at Cody? And I'm like, yes, it is.
I will tell you, I do have. You can't see it a lot because I wear glasses, but I do have smile lines. I smile too much. I need to just go around life just
like a frigid bitch.
But see, there they are.
Oh, there we go.
I smile too much. But I am actually, we're talking about my different hair. I am getting ready to cut my hair again because this is a mess. And I think we're going to go pink. I think we're going to do cotton candy pink. Chris, Playa Linda Fun Beach.
It's a nude beach.
Yes, it's a very fun beach.
Is that where you're taking me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just asking.
Everybody, if you are listening and you know about this, it's a great beach. It's called Black's Beach. And so like everybody from Los Angeles comes down because it's like the only really like nude beach in the area. But it's a lot of fun. And it's somewhat peaceful and quiet.
I was like, do I need to lose 40 pounds before I can go? Like,
that is not the beach I normally go to, though. I normally go to just a regular beach that is very, very, very nice.
So we're going to the place where you want me to take my clothes off. The guy who always wears hoodies. Okay.
I was going to say, well, a minute ago we were talking about Keith was like that you're looking really fit. And I was like, but we can't see. It's covered. I know, everybody. It is winter, though. Everything is. I've been wearing long sleeves and long pants, and yeah.
There.
Oh my God, everybody! Look at the arms. Look at the arms. No, I need. I need to start working out before the summer happens. But I made some cookies last night, and they were like really good cookies, chocolate chip cookies.
I love cookies.
I don't know if anybody, if you're listening,
I haven't been letting myself eat like all these things that I love because I'm 35, not 25. So like, let me get myself tightened up again, and then we can add cookies back. I just need to kind of.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But then I made the cookies. Yeah, so there's this cookie place I like called Crumble Cookies, and they have new like 4 different cookies, 4 new cookies flavors that
nude cookies. I'm like.
that come out each week. Anyway, I made a copycat recipe of their chocolate chip cookie, and it's amazing. It's delicious. I should have taken a picture, but it's literally like this big.
Well, it
made amazing. 10 huge cookies, and they're so good. But yeah, Keith said, Cody, I had one of the cookies you sent. It was amazing. I know. I did make Matt and them some sugar cookies for Christmas. Who knows? Maybe there'll be another package coming for Valentine's, because everybody knows that I do. We talk about this on the podcast. It's actually coming out next Wednesday, where we talk about love, because Valentine's Day is the next week.
How David and I don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
And I complained on that podcast episode of like that was just an abomination. I'm not going to stand for it. And I'm going to.
I mean, I'll go get some 50% off candy and eat it. Like, does that count?
I'm going to send Matt and them a big box that's going to explode with confetti and glitter of just like red, pink, and purple and white. And he's going to celebrate Valentine's Day with some cookies.
Right. I see. Keith, Cody, I had one of the cookies. It was amazing. Matt, take it off. Take it off. There's always Hippie Hollow at Lake Travis. I never went to Hippie Hollow. I lived in Austin for a year with David. The first year we lived in Texas, we did live in Austin. And David always wanted to go, and it just kind of never worked out. And I know how this sounds, like, because you've all seen my Twitter, and obviously I had the alt account for years. and I'm not shy in a lot of ways, but like in person me, I am almost always, you can ask Keith, I am almost always in jeans and a hoodie. Even if I'm walking around in like underwear or shorts, I have a hoodie on. I don't know if it's because my arms just get cold or, I'm insecure about my stomach, but like,
I mean, for me, I feel like I wear like long sleeves or hoodies a lot because it just feels comfortable. And
I
I
will
do
wear
get cold. I do get cold really, really
socks
quickly.
like the small shorts, and my fitness goals are I want to be a slutty camp counselor for Halloween next year. I just think that would be
Okay, so you can be that, and then I'll be like a Boy Scout. Get my little short shorts. Don't y'all think, everybody, that would be a good
so.
good
I'm gonna
combo?
start creating some training modules for the ChromaCast to work here, and it's gonna be like about like sensitivity and uh, how, cancellation and you
Where
know.
you never know what's going to happen here. But Johnny Apollo is not here, I don't think, and he is always one to let us know who's going to get canceled first. It's always bouncing back and forth.
Usually
Matt has
it's
joined.
you.
It usually is me, but Matt has been joining in occasionally on this. Who's going to get canceled first?
Well, okay, I'm reckless, but not without abandon. I am usually reckless within like the bounds of like I stay in the bounds somewhat. You just like can go like, all right, that's cool.
If we're gonna go, we're gonna go.
Yeah. Well, so normally we break this shit into segments, but tonight was just fun because I never get to join. It's been a month, and I'm so used to doing this. And again, I'm out in the living room because it's warmer out here. And when I get really cold, my hands and feet hurt really, really bad because I don't know doctors are still working on that one. But so I'm sitting here like cross-legged, like try to keep my feet warm because it keeps them dry. Because when they start getting cold, they start to sweat and then they start to ache, like painfully ache, where it gets hard to walk until they're warmed up. So that's why I'm sitting out here. I was gonna tell you, Cody, I can't remember if I sent them to you. With everything being so busy, I've been teaching myself how to paint with acrylic, and so I'm following YouTube videos, doing my own stuff, trying to follow it, but also making it kind of my own. And I painted some things this past few weeks, and I can't remember if I sent them to you. I wanted to show them to you.
You did.
Did I send them to you? Oh my god.
It was. I believe it was. You painted something for David, and
Yes.
then you also painted
Painted a lady in
a
red.
woman in a red hat.
Yes, that is correct. Did I text it to you?
You did.
Oh my god. Well, I was meaning to be like, oh, Cody, I did this neat thing. Oh, yeah, my Twitter post.
Everybody, this is the Matt's paintings.
So
I love them. Oh, and
so
here
here's
they are in person.
in real life. Keith left his room and came out here and grabbed it off a shelf to hand to me.
Everybody, don't you think we need to have Matt start signing them and then we'll auction them off?
Oh my gosh. I would feel weird for that only because only 1 out of 6 or 7 of them was completely my idea. The others were me following tutorials and then trying to make it my own. I would only sell them if the money was going directly to like a charity, like 100% charity. I would feel really weird making anything off of that for myself because it wasn't my original idea, That makes sense?
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I was gonna paint tonight, but yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to tell you about, because we never get to talk about TV anymore. Keith, he does a fantastic job there. So cool. Thank you, Keith. A lot of times he's kind of wandering the house, or I'll just be sitting there like working for hours on something. I will usually paint 2 paintings because by the time I get everything out, I'll do 2 in a row. And what I used for my I'm still waiting for the autograph book copies to come out. Chris, if you wanted to autograph one, I have 10 copies to send to people. I just mailed one to Hawaiian Steven. It just arrived at his house like last week. I have to sign them manually and mail them out, but I can totally do that if that's what you want. I didn't know. You have to tell me these things, like sometimes more than once, because, yeah. But I started watching that show, All of Us Are Dead, on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's a South Korean zombie TV show, and it is fun. Hey, Chris, it's okay. You don't have to pay for it. We've been
Yes,
friends
everybody.
since
If you're listening and wondering what he's talking about, this autograph book, Matt did write a book, everybody, and you can get it on Amazon, everybody. And I have it on the screen, and so you can check that out, which is really, really exciting. And so you can get it in your Kindle as well if you want to do that.
Yeah, it is free on Kindle. I elected for it to be free. I just wanted people to be able to have something to read. I just wanted people to enjoy it. But if you're wondering, artists and authors or whatever, yeah, I guess I think it's just authors that use that part of the service. Any of us that post there, even if we elect for it to be free on Kindle, we do get paid for by the page. So do not feel obligated to buy a paperback copy or a hardback copy or whatever. The author gets compensated. Do not worry about that. And I would say most people that write at my level are not doing it for money. I just wrote it because I thought it was a fun story and I wanted to tell it. So
everybody go buy that book. Thank you. That's my promo for the day.
Thank you, Cody. But yeah, I try to just connect with painting and everything, and I didn't think I told you, so that's why I was like, oh, Cody, well, relaxation and change of subject technique, yeah, so that didn't work out, that backfired. But yeah, okay, well, let's move on to TV then, because Cody is famous for watching tons of shows.
Oh my God,
so I've been watching All of Us Are Dead with another mutual who he and his boyfriend live in South Texas, farther south than we do. And one of them loves the show. And I was like, all right, well, let me check it out. So I'm trying to catch up to him so we can either stream together or watch together so we can talk about it. And also, Upload on Amazon has been officially renewed and greenlit for season 2. There will be a season 2. So that is super exciting. And I've been dying to share this with you for like 2 weeks.
I did. We would talk about, normally at the end of the show, we talk about something that has us talking or something like that. So it's something we're doing or like we saw.
I just have a month of stuff to say.
One of mine was the TV show Upload that is on Prime Video. And if you have not seen it, I would recommend going and checking it out. And I told Matt about this, and then he watched it and they loved it. And so yay, finally, second season. Everything kind of got thrown off too because of the pandemic and there was a delay in filming stuff. But thankfully, a lot of my stuff is like coming back and they're starting to film and everything else. We are getting near the end, everybody, but I did want to bring up one or two things that I had seen that I thought that we should chat about real quick. And one of those is that Dolly Parton is releasing in connection with Duncan Hines a whole baking set. And she'll have her Dolly's banana bread cake and a coconut cream cake. And the thing is, they were selling this online and it came with like that and like 2 things of icing and a spatula and I think like an apron for like quite a bit of money. But it sold out like that. And but Dolly Parton, she's still everywhere. But I also, one thing that she did say that I just love, because I love Dolly Parton, like she is just everything. And they were talking to her about several things and talking about this Duncan Hines co-sponsor kind of situation. And she revealed that she loves Taco Bell. And she said that she loves the soft shell tacos because they stand up better to life on the road than the hard shell tacos, which is true. Those hard shell tacos don't last very long.
As soon as they get, yeah.
She says, quote, they fall apart so bad. She says, I always get the taco supreme with sour cream and all that in the soft shell. I love that. And I also get an order of rice and beans Also, I get mild sauce. I don't like it to get too hot and ruin everything. She also says that she loved the Mexican pizza and that Taco Bell needs to bring back the Mexican pizza. And well, guess what? Taco
Dolly
Bell's bringing back the Mexican pizza.
Dolly spaketh it into existence.
But I love that little thing that she loves. Apparently, her and her husband, which we don't get to see or hear much about. She does talk about him a lot, but we just don't get to see him. That's like one of the things that they love doing. Instead of going to a fancy restaurant, they love going out to fast food restaurants together. I love it. It's
I had Taco Bell today.
We're just connected.
Yeah,
Chris,
celebrities, they're just like us.
I actually had Taco Bell for the first time in years a few weeks ago, and I didn't spend the night on the can. Yeah, I love Taco Bell so much. There's one so close to the house, but it's been since December. I can't believe it. I haven't been back since December. I need to go soon. The other day they had chicken wings. I didn't get those because I don't really care for chicken wings. But yeah, I do love my Taco Bell. Do what?
You're from Texas. I don't understand.
I don't.
You're like a real Texan.
I don't like bones in the meat. I can't.
Nobody believes that.
I need to have just regular chicken strips, chicken nuggets. Keith, 10 hard taco shells with atomic sauce.
This is a real order. When we pick up, if we go pick up Taco Bell, if Keith's order is in, there will definitely be 8 to 10 tacos. Now, if you've seen my roommate
sauce,
if you've seen my roommate, he beefy. So
okay, we're talking about arms.
Yeah. We McChesticles. Yeah. I know he can hear this, and I can just see him like just going, "Damn it, Matt, shut up." So I posted a picture of him one night from when we were carving pumpkins, and I have never seen so many people wish to be a pumpkin in my life. Like
they wanted to be crushed.
Yeah, he was in the middle of gutting a pumpkin, and everybody also wanted to be a pumpkin, and I was like,
"Oh, everybody wanted to be gutted."
Yes, and I'm just like,
"Oh, okay."
Yeah. If you remember my Twitter that weekend, boom. No rest. I could not log in to look at anything because my DMs and my comments and notifications, when you open Twitter, because I can't turn those off, and I don't want to turn those off because usually, I don't get that many notifications. But holy shit.
No judgment there.
It brought all the boys to the yard. Oh my God.
We did have a clip, everybody.
Do you have
talking about? I posted it. It's on the Comicast Twitter page, where we're talking about Matt moving to. That I think Matt needs to move to San Diego, and okay, I'll just play it real quick. I was able to get it.
Have I seen this?
Y'all, everybody, doesn't he need to move out here? Yep. Everyone agrees. It's lovely, beautiful, wonderful.
And I love your pictures. I just don't know if what do I need, like 4 sugar daddies to afford that?
You just need to be. You just need to become an accountant. No.
Oh. I'm not hot enough for that. I cannot make enough money to survive that.
Everybody, he'd make a lot, right? Yep.
Well, if we can get Jeremy Renner trainer over here, and then we have to find people willing to have sex with me, and sometimes I have to be willing to have sex with me, and I live in here.
I have lights. I have mics. Everybody.
Oh my God.
I'm set up over here.
I forgot all about that. I totally forgot all about that.
Okay, so I posted it on TikTok and I silenced the audio, and I was like, "Oh my God!" But I forgot. You can't say OnlyFans on TikTok. Like that's why a lot anybody who does OnlyFans stuff will you can't click on the link to go to OnlyFans, or you can't have the link tree and all those kind of things to go to OnlyFans. They always tell people to go to their Instagram And then from the Instagram, you can click the link to their OnlyFans, because TikTok is just like, no. And I forgot about that. And so I had to like re-upload it and like blank out the OnlyFans part. They didn't care about the sex. OnlyFans. I'm like, what?
OnlyFans does not necessarily have to, whatever.
There's a lot of words actually that they have like, they're like triggers, because it's just like, no one reviews it. It's all triggers. And there's like some regular everyday stuff that'll like silence your audio for no reason. San Diego James, yes. It's amazing. I love it.
I'm excited to see it. So I only have one more semester left. We are kind of trying to petition the school to let us go over summer, because that would allow us to graduate in fall of this year, which would be great. Like, that would be great, but I don't see it happening. Like, I just don't see how they're not prepared for it. They don't care. They just don't care. Yeah. But in spring 23, David and I both will graduate. I will be staying on at my school to get a bachelor's degree in nursing, but that's not the same. I'm getting my license. I'm sitting for my board's exam the same time as David. So we graduate around May, and we'll probably be taking our board's exam at the end of June or July. Then we will breathe again, because
I know, everybody. We want Matt to breathe. I do also, real quick, we are running out of time, but I did want to mention, everybody. Yes, Chris, it seems like just yesterday he started nursing school.
Me quitting my job to go start the process. It's been 2 years.
The Winter Olympics did start last night, and the opening ceremony is today, or has actually already occurred. But we all love Olympics here, and we went crazy with the Summer Olympics. But I did want to mention real quick that athlete Brittany Bowe carried the American flag at the Olympic opening ceremony in Beijing for the United States. So that's like a really big thing for LGBTQ athletes, that we had an LGBTQ flag bearer for the United States at the Olympics. So I thought that was important just to like mention real quick. So congratulations to her, and how exciting is that? Well, everybody, it's been an hour. We usually do like an hour here on the show before we go off and do our own things. And I'm going to have probably a burrito, I think, California burrito.
That's his ritual, if you all don't know that.
My Friday.
After
I forgot to tell you, I texted you, I think this, and we haven't had a show since I've gotten it, but we got a pizza oven.
Yeah.
And literally after we got the pizza oven, we had pizza every day for a week.
And now you don't want pizza for a bit.
No, I still want pizza. It's so good. And we were making different types of pizza each time and trying different things. Oh my God. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with pizza now. I always was, but now it's like,
when were you not?
Now it's just like, oh my God, it's so easy to do. Because the dough you make real quick, and then it just sits in the refrigerator. You're ready to make a pizza, throw some toppings on, stick it in the pizza oven, and like 2 minutes later, it's done. Fresh pizza. So anyway, everybody, I hope all of you have a great weekend. Yes, Keith, tonight's show went by so fast.
It was fun being back on for a bit. I will try to be here next week. I have a test on Wednesday, and then a test the following Thursday. So Wednesday shouldn't be as crazy. I'm sorry, Friday. The problem is I still go to campus to work, and then I try to go to the gym and get home. So getting home by 7 o'clock my time is hard. It is challenging. And so I thought about starting to just, because I have my phone with me and my laptop, I thought about trying to just patch in from school and just say, so I can say hi or just participate in the podcast that I technically has my name on it,
Yes.
It's a thought, right?
Yeah, I think it's a good one. So everybody, we hope you have a great weekend. And of course, coming up Wednesday, new podcast episode will debut. Video version on YouTube. Always check that out.
Yes.
Audio version available wherever. Watch it both. We did this week talk about we play a little game, and you need to see the pictures because we talk about a fornicator chair and some other things. Matt has to determine what these objects are.
I was watching that. I was watching that episode earlier today, And when you were when you were posting the objects and I was trying to figure out what they were, and I started laughing and I couldn't control myself anymore.
Well, the one object that looked like a sperm
Yeah,
thingy.
it looked like some weird butt plug thing, and it was totally nothing sexual at all, but it looked so bad.
I mean, it could be. I guess it dual purpose. I wouldn't want to use it with my tea then, but okay. So yeah, check that out, everybody. And of course, this Wednesday we have a love episode coming up. So that should be fun.
Ever. Or it's a versatile t-shirt. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.